Alright, I've tried to adjust the lights a bit for this review. I put them a little bit higher so that hopefully they won't shine too much off of the figure. Anyway, hello everyone! Welcome to my review of Transformers Studios series. Why did they stop numbering these things? Leader class, Optimus Prime, based on his appearance from Age of Extinction, as you can see by the arms, but it's the later part of Age of Extinction, not the evasion mode one. That one, apparently, according to leaks, is potentially coming next year, and I am very excited about that one, but I am even more excited about this one, because when this guy was leaked, I was so excited to get my hands on this guy, because I like this design a lot. It's just, it never really works well for figures, and let's see how they did nowadays, and I will say they did a pretty good job, because even though normally I know that Jobby is going to be very mad about what I'm going to say next, cardboard engineering. The fact that the figure looks good from the front, but he kind of hides a lot on the back. I don't necessarily have an issue with that in mainline. Because, yeah, I know, Jobby. Sorry, but still. Look, okay, I know he's got this going on. Alright, it is not the biggest beauty out there. However, how else were they going to do it? Look, on all the other figures, they all look inaccurate because of the fact of all the stuff that they have him, you know, out to the side. The only thing they have here is the smokestacks, which I actually don't mind being on the legs. I like how they bulk up the legs a bit, because this one design does leave it a wee bit weebly. Now then, let's then look at the head sculpt, which is the biggest problem on this figure. So let me rotate the camera up a bit, pull you in closer, and here we have the head sculpt. Starting off, it is a nice head sculpt, very accurate to the movie. However, it is lacking a lot of paint. I actually, when this guy was revealed, rewatched Age of Extinction and The Last Night, and no, I don't hate those movies, unlike what it feels like I'm supposed to. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to hate those movies, but I don't. Look, I can understand that The Last Night has problems, but I genuinely enjoy Age of Extinction. My real issue with that movie is the fact that it's basically two movies smashed together, because you got the Lockdown movie and the Galvatron movie kind of smashed together. But outside of that, I actually genuinely enjoy Transformers Age of Extinction, and also I do like The Last Night as well, even though I will say that that is the weakest of the live-action Transformers movies. But I did rewatch those movies in order to see, and yes, there is supposed to be more blue on the head sculpt. It's not supposed to be as blue as the original Voyager class figure, which, by the way, this thing I think is actually slightly smaller than that Voyager class figure, which people are obviously gonna have a problem with. But look at this. Look at the engineering that is in here. You can already kind of see how, look at how compact this is. Look at what's all in here. This is basically the back, like his legs only comprise of the back of the vehicle mode and the side, alright? That is all in his legs, okay? This guy has a fantastic transformation. But anyway, everybody's upset about the fact that it's not like, you know, the Voyager class from The Last Night. But I had never really thought that that one looked really all that good. His head sculpt looked a bit too big. The fact that the giant smokestacks are on his back, it just looked like a bit of an annoyance. That does not mean that I didn't want one, because I did. And afterwards, this idiot was leaked, and then I was like, oh, thank God they didn't have him in stock anymore. Because I actually ordered the Voyager class figure. However, then it turned out he wasn't in stock, but they accidentally had him left on the site. So the site was like, hey, do you still want the other figure? I was like, no. Cancel the whole order, because I mainly did it for Optimus Prime. And now we got this thing, and I'm so happy that that didn't happen, because now I have this guy. So yeah, but then his chest, look at the chest here, look at the chest. I know people will complain about the lack of silver painting. I don't necessarily have an issue with that. Like I said, for me, the biggest issue with this guy is the head sculpt. Outside of that, I don't really mind it. But you got the nice, very accurate chest, which actually a lot of these Optimus Prime figures just don't get correct. But this guy got it correct. You also got the nice gold here as well. You got the nice side skirts, which, by the way, the side skirts do something really interesting in the transformation. And then you got the beefy legs. I know, it's not like the movie, you know, like the smokestack sticking out. But overall, I think that these legs look great. You got the nice silver here at the bottom of the legs. You got some nice gold over there as well. You got some red here on the feet. God, I love this thing. And then from the back, he looks like this. However, if you want to, you can actually untap these side pieces here. And then just do this. Here he is from the back. There you go. You can do that if you want to. You can just take it off. And if you look back at Generation 1, there was also a bunch of parts forming. But yeah, you can just take it off if you want to. And it even has a little bit of detailing here, which makes it seem like an intentional design choice of pulling this off. Also, I have an issue with this part's transformation, and that is in here, as you can not see because this idiot's in here. In here, there is supposed to, you see that tab in that slot there? Getting it in there is dangerous, and I hate doing it. But yeah, but anyway, this back piece is just held together with a mushroom peg right there, which is why I feel like this was an intentional design decision. So you can just rip it off if you want to. And I know it's not the perfect answer, but if you really want to get like a challenger type of figure, I don't know, maybe one day they're gonna either get challenger or wait for like a masterpiece figure, because I don't really see Hasbro ever doing this. Yeah, go. But yeah, I cannot see Hasbro doing this ever in mainline, but if they do a masterpiece version, like I will be way harsher on masterpiece figures than I am on mainline figures. If he looked like this in masterpiece, I would have had an issue with it, but because it's mainline, I don't really care. But he looks very nice. So then let's move you out of the way, even though I hate doing it, because he got some accessories to deal with. Starting off, he comes with this beautifully silver painted sword that he actually used in the movie, if you remember correctly, that he used on Galvatron, that got destroyed in his chest. Now I do wish there was some orange on this sword, because I remember the sword being orange, but overall it is a nice sword. And he's got a little bit of an articulation thing that people love, that is specifically because of the sword, because you can move his hand out of the way. However, you can technically do it all the way. And as you can see, there's a gap here, and then the sword here plugs into that gap. You can then put the hand back, and there you go. He has a blade now. He's got like the Assassin's Creed Valhalla hidden blade. But he has a blade now that he can use in order to get destroyed by Galvatron if he wants to, you know. But this is also kind of based off of his blade from the first 3 movies. And the only kind of representation that I have of that for Studio Series is actually this blade right here. So, oh god, my why. But here you go, here they are together, and it's a bit smaller, but overall I still like it. But I do kind of wish that the orange was on this version as well. But whatever. Then that is not all he comes with, because that would not be worth the price. No, 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 my friends. You know what else he comes with? He comes with finally an accurate version of his actual shield. My goodness, look at this shield. It looks really cool. I really like the way that it looks. However, there's one problem with this shield, because of the fact that this shield, first of all, there does seem to be in here like a little bit of plastic, because there's like a wee opening that I don't think is supposed to be there. Anyway, the thing is about this shield is the fact that normally in the movie it kind of slides open. You can't really do that. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to untab it and then tab it back in. However, with that, there is a small issue. Now, in here, next to the tab, as you can see, there is a little bit of plastic there that is supposed to hook in there in order to hold the whole thing together. It doesn't really hold it in place, but for me it just still wants to kind of move when you do that. But here we have him in the gun mode for him, and obviously Optimus can have it on his arm right here on the side. You can just plug this into his arm like so, and he can start shooting up some Decepticons or defend from Decepticon attacks. And to be honest, I don't actually mind that he doesn't come with or that he did not have an actual gun in the movie, because that is really cool. I love this whole like shield gun motif that he has in the movie. Absolutely love it. And then his final accessory is also his biggest accessory, because it's almost as big as he is though, and that is his big sword. Let's hope the camera zooms in on the focus. There you go. Look at the beautiful details on this sword. As you can see, the nice red here at the bottom as well. And what you can do is, you can't really put this in his hand, sadly enough, because of the design of the sword. But you can actually unplug the bottom part, put it through his hand, and then tap it in at the top. And here he is. He now has sword and shield, boys. He is ready. He is ready to be a Knight of Cybertron. God, this thing is great. I am such a fan. I don't know if I'm allowed to be such a fan of this figure, but I am, dude. I am. He makes me very happy. But that is not all that he can do, because also, if you come back here, he has a piece here that made everyone, including myself, upset when we first saw him. Because when he first got leaked, this is how he got leaked. He got leaked like this, with the fact that the backpack was folded up. And I was like, really? Why does he have that? Why does he got the silver poking out? Why didn't they just fold that behind him in order to make it work? Well, that's because of the fact that there's a hole back here, as you can see. And that one is specifically for this. Because if you go here with this thing, you can slide the blade in like so. And also there's a couple of grooves here in order to kind of hold the blade in place. Once again, doesn't necessarily work the best, but you can put the blade in like that. You can then take the gun shield thing and plug it into the tab with this, and then you can just store the whole thing on his back if you want to. And now he has the whole thing really on his back. Very nice looking as well. However, a small issue. It might just be a minor gripe, but this is entirely inaccurate to the movie, and shame on you, Hasbro, for pulling this off. How dare you? Because if you actually watch the movie, which it seems like Hasbro may not have done, this is supposed to be the other way around. It's supposed to be like this. The sword is over the shield, not the other way around. So they should have put like a hole here. Instead of having this thing here, they should have put a hole there so that this can plug into there. There's also another issue that I have with this figure that has been an oversight, and it just makes me upset. But overall, let's get the weapons out of the way, and then let's fold this flapperino back down to get it out of the way. And let's look at the articulation of this guy, because it's got some nice articulation. Also, my issue is in vehicle mode, so I'll deal with that one then. So, starting off with his head can rotate from side to side. Now, his head does bump into the collar pieces, sadly enough, but he does get a good side to side. He also has some other side to side. He's got up and down motion as well. His arms can do a full rotation if you rotate them out a bit. His shoulder pad moves up, but also moves on this joint as well for like the whole outwards movement, and can also technically move off to the back like it does in the movie. So you got this as well going on, and I really like the way that the shoulder pad moves. He has a bicep swivel. That was horribly wrong, but I'm keeping it in. He also has a double jointed elbow right there, and his hand can go in as well if you want to, and you can use that for like sword purposes as well, with this hand going down as well. So that will make people happy who like to do sword poses. This guy is just great overall. Yes, he's got a bit of kibble, but who cares? Then after that, you can move this off to the side, this off to the side, this off to the side, or up. And he has a waist rotation, a full actual waist rotation. However, if you have this folded down, I don't think he can really do the full waist rotation. So that is something to look out for. Also, his chest untapped for no reason at all. Why did his chest untap? Anyway, his legs can also move forward, and it can move back. It can go in and out. He has a but he has a bit of a tight knee rotation as well. And then afterwards, with this whole thing being here, I thought that would be an issue with his knee bend, but as you can see here, there isn't. He does a full knee bend because of the way that this is all sculpted, brilliantly designed as well. And then finally, his feet can rotate like these for transformation purpose, and obviously he has ankle tilt as well. So he's got a bunch of articulation. Yes, no butterfly joints that people might have wanted on the sword guy, and also no ab crunch that people may have wanted just because of the fact that they are greedy little. But you can't have everything that you want, but he still gives you enough, and he's a great looking figure. So now that that is out of the way, let us then move straight into the comparison segment of this guy, starting off here with his old version right here. Here we have him next to old Optimus Prime from back in the day. And to be honest, I like the new version more than the old one. I will say that right now. Now, while I do love the old version, this figure, I like that one more than this one, but technically that one is Voyager price and that one is Leader price. But I like that one more than that one. But also with the design-wise, I kind of do like the fact that Optimus tries something different and doesn't just have the window tits that he had in every adaptation ever since the movies came out, I'd say. Because he didn't have it in Armada, nor did he have it in RID 2001. But afterwards, he's always had the window tits. So I'm happy that he tries something different. But this is what they look like together, and they look both very nice together. So let's move him out of the way and let's get in with the villains of the show movie. So here we have Optimus Prime with the Last Night Megatron Voyager class figure. We have him with Studio Series Galvatron and Lockdown as well. Now I know people will say the Lockdown needs to be bigger, and he does look a bit puny next to Optimus Prime right now. But yeah, this is what it looks like with them, and I actually don't know how big Lockdown was, because apparently, according to the sheet, this might actually be an accurate scaling, even though I feel like Lockdown should at least be like this high. He should probably be like around this size for him to be accurate to the way that he looked in the movie. Because while he was smaller than Optimus, he wasn't this small, much smaller than Optimus. He was more like a little bit smaller than Optimus. But this is what they all look like together. So let's get them out of here and then let's bring in the boys from the movies. So here we have Optimus Prime with some of the lads from the 2 movies. Even though I know that it is actually Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee, let's be honest, here in the last night, Bumblebee did go back to his old design. So this is actually technically kind of accurate, even though this thing needs to fold up like so. But still, this is actually kind of accurate. So overall, he does look very nice alongside them, really giving off that leader presence. So let's get these guys out of here for that final size comparison that I always do. So here we have him next to dead people. He is standing next to ghosts, baby. Oh my goodness. Because Ironhide died in the 3rd movie, Jazz died in the 1st movie, and we can all assume that Sideswipe died in between Dark of the Moon and Age of Extinction because of Cemetery Wind and all that stuff. But yeah, here he is with, I guess, just a bunch of dead people. But I gotta do the Ironhide Sideswipe. Yeah, size comparison with these guys as well. So that is very nice. Let's get these guys out of here. Let's pull good old Optimus in closer, and then let's get into that transformation, which is going to be an actual event. Alright, let us experience godlike stuff. But first, let's go with the backpack, shall we? So untab it here from the side. I love this transformation, by the way. I've done it twice now, and I still don't really fully understand how it works. Anyway, fold out these side pieces here fully, like so. Seems like I may have to raise the camera a wee bit for the early parts of the review, or the transformation. Fold out this piece here, and now we come to a little bit of an annoyance. You basically want to take this and untab it from the tab in there. So what you want to do here is you want to push it down. That was a lot easier. Getting that back in is going to be hell. I will tell you that much right now. Then what you want to do is you want to take these off to the side. Oh, nope. Fold them all the way down perfectly together. Fold this down like so. And then finally you want to take this thing here and just tab it into place. There is a tab under there, so just get it tabbed down like so. And here we got the front of the truck right there on his back. Ooh, start complaining now. Please, just start complaining down in the comment section. Now then, let's do the actual rest of the truck, because he doesn't just have his vehicle mode on his back. It's just a little bit of the front of the truck. Everything else is contained within the man himself. So what you want to start off with here is untab the chest from in here, as it in the actual review actually like to do a lot. Then you can also then take this and rotate this out like so. Take the arms here, rotate them out like so. We'll deal with those bad boys in a little bit. Because what you want to do next then is you want to get this past the collar, which can sometimes be a bit of an annoyance. Then fold this whole bad boy in. Rotate this all the way up. And the first time I did it, this whole segment popped off for no reason at all. Also, rotate this around. Kind of forgot to say that. And we'll leave that like so. We're going to tap that in later because there's a lot more to do. Next up, you want to take the side skirts here, fold them up, and take the wheel arches here and rotate them around as well. Yes, that is how that works. Absolutely genius design. Next up, let's move actually into the arms. What you want to do with the arms, we'll rotate them out to the side like so. And then come in here, and I always forget which way this goes. So we're just going to put the parts, separate them in between here. Come on. Ah, there you go. Fold this around like so. This next segment needs to be done perfectly, because I've had it the first time that I did not do it perfectly, and I ran into troubles later on. So you want to rotate this all the way out like so. That is not really the problematic part. Rotate this out of the way like so. Rotate the arm around. Double hinge this in like so. And then in here, there is, as you can see, maybe you already saw it during the actual review, but there's a tab here on the side, or slot there, that a tab in here is going to slide into. However, as you can see here, there is also a tab that is going to slide into that slot right there. I forgot to do that the first time I transformed this guy. That made getting the roof attached really difficult. So tab that in as well. You have to do it like that. Next up, do the same thing on the other side. So rotate this out to the side, rotate his arm around, double hinge it in perfectly, and then tab it in right here, and also take this here and tab it in right there like so. Then what you want to do with all of this is you want to take this, and as you can see here, I hope I can show this off correctly, you want to just let this whole thing slide into that slot right there. That way you get everything into place. After that, get this down. Tab these front pieces. As you can see here, there's a tab here that goes to the slot right there. So just tab this whole front piece together. Oh no! And then you want to rotate this up. Rotate the arms up like so. And technically you're supposed to tab them together, but you wait. Because as you can see here, there is a tab that's in here that needs to slide through the slot. So you basically want to take this, rotate that in, and then tab the back together. That should kind of tab everything else together as well, unless it just sometimes just doesn't want to. No, don't untap that. Like so, there we go, look at that. And now the rest of the truck. So what you want to do with the feet here is you want to rotate it around and fold it down and rotate the bad boy around. Let's rotate it around immediately, that way we don't have to do it later on. Untab this here from the back of the legs and then rotate this off to the side, rotate this out as well, rotate this out as well. Then what you want to do also, almost forgot this bad boy, but oh, you want to take the waist section and just fold it down like so. There is a tab slot connection, but if you do everything correctly, as you can see, there's a tab here, there's a slot right there, tab it in. If you do everything correctly, it should automatically slot in anyway. Rotate these off to the side so that the wheels are sitting on the side. Take this roof section here and rotate it out like so, and then rotate it around like so. So just rotate this roof section out. Come on, just can sometimes be a little bit more annoying than I like to admit. And then rotate this in like so. Take these side sections as well and rotate them in. And there we go. Then what you want to do is you want to tab this bad boy together. Like so. And then you can wait. I would personally like to wait. Because next up what I want to do is I want to get these wheel arches down. Then what you want to do is you want to rotate this out. Double hinge it in here out. Like so. Get this whole thing out, then you can rotate the wheel arches back up. But before you do that, you can rotate out the trailer hitch, which is my biggest problem with this figure. But we'll get there when we get there. And then rotate the wheels back up. Yes, I do like the way that this is actually designed. Why did you go too low? There you go. Rotate it back up so that it is once again aligned. After that, what you can do with these wheel arches is you can tab this together. Tab it together here, down here at the back as well, just to get everything together like so. And then what you can do with this is you can double hit, like rotate this back like so, rotate this down, and then up here there is a big slot there, and there are some tabs here on the side. Everything should align if you've done everything properly, which I hope I've done, because otherwise this is going to be a little bit of an annoyance. Tab that together like so. And then for the finishing final touch, oh, this came undone, my apologies. What you want to do next is you want to make sure that this hinge is pushed all the way backwards. Also make sure this is straight, because there is a tab here at the front that is going to slide into that slot right there. So basically you want to take this and tab this in, but you need to make sure that this whole thing is pushed back. Also, there is a tab here on the side as well that goes in there. But you want to take this, rotate this back to the back, tab the whole side here together like so. Make sure that everything is tabbed together, and here after a while we have Optimus Prime in his glorious truck mode. So here we have Optimus Prime in his truck mode, and I am crying technically because of how beautiful it is. Now, while this transformation here was a bit annoying to do, and it always is annoying to do, it's not just one of those like slap it in, it's just more like everything kind of starts to untab and you have to hope. He doesn't have feet on the back, boys. He doesn't have feet on the back. The feet are in here, but the feet aren't on the back. Dude, it's been so long since I've seen a truck that doesn't have this or this on the back. It's just a clean truck, and the transformation was also a lot of fun. And for anyone who's complaining about paint job in robot mode, here is your paint job. Look at the beautiful fire here throughout. I will say though, a little bit of a problem. This thing sticks out, and so does this thing. These two parts really do stick out. But overall, it is a nice looking truck. I've loved this truck ever since I saw it leaked from the behind the scenes stuff when we got the Age of Extinction behind the scenes stuff. You remember that? What was that YouTube channel called? The Asian Nation or something like that, I think it was. He did like these behind the scenes stuff, and we saw this truck and I was like, I love this truck. Also because the fact that he's got some unique smokestacks, and he actually has smokestacks. He doesn't have the weedy little things that this idiot does. He has actual smokestacks, and I am happy about that too. So let's just look at this guy starting off here at the front. Look at the grill here at the front. We got some silver here as well, but not a lot. And you got the nice Autobot symbol right there at the front. We got the nice red here with the blue fire. Well, the red and blue fire, I guess, throughout the whole thing. The back looks clean as well. Yes, it's a bit gappy, but who cares? Come on, dude. There's no feet. There's no feet, so it's already a W to me. It's a little bit gappy, but I don't really care. But it's a clean back here. And then also under here, this is what he looks like. Also, pretty clean as well because of that very involved transformation. And there is also something special that this guy can do. However, I am not gonna show it off, but what you can actually do, you can mistransform the arms to have them come out of the truck mode. But I am on a bit of a time crunch, so sadly enough, I am not able to show that off. But you can actually have him have the arms out, which is like the coolest thing ever. I saw that. I did it once myself actually, so you can actually do it. But yeah, I don't really know if these things here are accurate, but I don't care. They're there and I love them. And yeah, overall, he's got the nice stuff here. He's not like a gappy little mess like or the original. He's got everything is sorted out. He looks so nice, and the transformation was so fun to do as well. Yes, he's missing some paint. Do I really care? I'm not really the Look, I've given up on that kind of stuff. The one thing that I have an issue with him is what we'll get into later, actually. We're not going to show that off yet. You know what? I will. Who cares? We'll do it now. Alright, here we go. Look, when this thing was revealed, I think you can actually go back to the video that I made about this thing being revealed. The reaction one. And my original question was always, can you plug this thing onto the back of him? And the answer is no. No. No, you can't. This is a 5mm peg. You know what? I'll show it off right now. Here we go, okay? The way that you store these weapons here is you basically just plug it together for the back, and then you basically just plug it in here. See? 5mm port. Simple as that. Also, for the other one, this little thing, as you can see, there's a little gap here. This tab here, so you can slide it in here on the side. Like so. So you got some weapon stores right there. Anyway, back to it. This is a 5mm port. This is not a 5mm pack. Why did they not make this a 5mm pack? But anyway, you can kind of give the illusion that he is towing it behind him. Like so. So you can do something like that. And I think people are gonna say the trailer is too small for him. And yes, it's true. Because of the fact that this trailer here is probably a better fit for this guy. Look at him with his giant trailer. The G1 trailer. That's Commander Class Optimus Prime's trailer, by the way. There he is, what it looks like with that. But this peg is also like really tiny. The fact that they did not make this peg here a 5mm peg so that it could fit back here really annoys me, and that is the biggest problem that I have, which is more of a problem with that trailer than this figure, because of the fact that I thought that was 5mm port, but it's not, and it annoys me. But overall, this truck looks absolutely fantastic, if I do say so myself. I am really impressed with what they were able to do. So then, let's move on to why this table is so full. I mean, look at this. Look at this. It's just really full. Look at how much stuff is here. It's really full because we got a lot of size comparisons with this bad boy. So let's get into the size comparison, shall we? Starting off, here he is with his older self from Dotum. Here he is with Dotum Prime. There you go. Really wish that trailer was 5mm port, but whatever, you know what, you can't win them all. But they look nice together, but like I said last Tuesday, yeah, he looks so much better than this one. This one looks so weedy, like a female dog, and this thing looks like a beast. But they still look nice together, so let's get him out of here, and then, okay. Let's move straight into the next one, which is going to be the baddies. So here we have him with Megatron, Galvatron, and lock down the baddies that this specific Optimus Prime has fought against. Yeah, he looks very nice with them. I also like the fact that he looks nice here with Galvatron as well, even though Galvatron's got this stuff on his back. But yeah, anyway, they all look very, very nice together. And this time, Lockdown is actually... Why are you spinning so much? He goes Beyblade. I did everything correctly with the transformation. Whatever. Anyway, this mango likes to go Beyblade. But yeah, anyway, they look all nice together. This time, Optimus and Lockdown are actually technically in scale-ish with each other, even though I feel like maybe the truck should be a little bit bigger. But still, they are in scale because, you know, it's car and truck. So the truck is bigger than the car. So let's get these guys out of here and bring in this version's Optimus' squad. At least the characters that I own. Here we go. We got Optimus Prime with Bumblebee, Hot Rod, Crosshairs, and Drift as well. I do not have a Hound, sadly enough. I do not. But apparently leaked for next year, so very excited about that one. But here he is with all of them looking very nice. And yes, I know this is technically old movie Bumblebee, but I'm not gonna buy the next Bumblebee just because of the vehicle mode being slightly different. I need the robot mode to change, because apparently next year we are gonna be getting Age of Extinction Bumblebee. And if that comes out, I am gonna be picking that up, and that is a different figure. Unlike the fact that it's a slight retool of this one, just to get like a spoiler on the back. You know, that kind of stuff. Anyway, he looks nice with all of them together as well. So let's get these guys out of here for the Knight Rider. So here we have him next to Kit from Knight Rider. And he looks very nice alongside Kit as well. These are probably the two figures right now at this very moment in the running for my favorite figure of the year. Easily. I love this Optimus Prime. I also love Kit. So it's a toss-up between these two. But these two look very nice. So let's get you out of here so that we can get to the final size comparison. That being you three dumb fucks. So here we have him next to Ironhide. See, this is what I mean. Optimus Prime's truck is bigger. It's not weedy like the original one, like the old one. It is bigger now than Ironhide's vehicle mode. Now this is what I love. However, the fact that these are all ghosts is something that I don't really like. But outside of that, this is what I love. And I am very happy with the fact that I now finally have this Optimus Prime. Technically, I was expecting him at the end of the year. At least I made a comment about that in a video that I don't really remember. Might have been from that toy guy. Anyway, I got him before the end of the year, so that makes me happy. Let's get these guys out of here. Let's pull Optimus a bit closer, and then let's get into that reverse transformation. But first, I'm gonna eat. Alright, boys, let's transform this thing. Let's once again feel the beauty of transforming this bad boy. So what you want to start off with, you want to come in here, untap the annoyance, the only annoyance about this figure. Why doesn't it want to work? There you go. It was... Oh, you want to unhook these two pieces first. My apologies. I forgot that he locked in right there. It has been a couple hours, actually. I had to eat. I had to rest a bit. Open up these side pieces here. And then rotate this whole thing down. Rotate this around as well, but rotate this down. And I always never really understand what I'm supposed to be doing here, but we'll just... rotate this out, rotate this in, and then rotate this around and tab it in. That kind of rhymed, but I don't really know if it fully did. Oh, wait. Before we tab that in, let's rotate this in, and now tab that in. There you go. It's a wee bit confusing sometimes. Also, do indeed untap this bad boy. Rotate this down, rotate it up, fold this out. Take this, fold it down, rotate it out as well. And then this tab here is going to slide straight into that slot right there. So you want to take this and just tab that in like so. And then what you want to do is you want to rotate this around because the smokestack is supposed to be on the outside. So let's do it better this time. Alright, rotate this piece in here, rotate this down. Oh, that's why I didn't want to go in all the way. Anyway, you want to double hinge this backwards and in, and then rotate this around. Rotate this around as well. Make sure that this rotates around with it so that you can tab it in, and then fold out these feet as well. Take this, rotate it down, fold this out, fold this in and out as well. Rotate this down, and then obviously this tab right here is going to slide into the slot in there. So you just want to take this and just line this up, and there you go. That is also tabbed in, and obviously smokestacks on the outside, and rotate this down, and man, What a pair of legs this guy has, doesn't he? And then afterwards, rotate the waist all the way around. Take this here, untap it and rotate it down, and I'm already having way more fun than with the original with the feet. My goodness, this guy is just something special. Now let's move with the upper part. So let's rotate that camera up, because now what you want to do is you want to untap this, and then also from in here, as I said before about the hook tab, rotate these pieces out. By the way, you can actually take the legs and attach it again with this thing, like so, in order to have that whole like opening scene when Optimus for the first time transforms. You can actually do that. It's just I don't really have time to do that stuff, because I have other stuff to do, which I already did some of it. That's why it's been so late. Anyway, fold out the arms, rotate the arms around, take this and rotate this off to the side. There's like this gap here, and basically you want to take the shoulder piece that you have to untap as well and cover it up, but also rotate the arm around like so, and then come down here and take, like, you can rotate this down a bit, take this piece here, rotate it out like so. So basically you could just push this down, then take this, rotate it around, tab it in, and put it back the way it was supposed to be, and there you go. Ooh, boys. Then what you want to do is you want to take the side pieces here and untap them, rotate them out, rotate them down. Take the chest here and fold out the bottom of the chest, and then rotate this around as well. Keep the legs in the same place, and now we fold out these pieces, and now we kind of need to get everything around here. So you can actually, because this was in here, push this out to give us some clearance, and then rotate this down. Also keep the wheel up, keep the chest up. Rotate this down, tab it in. There is a little tab here that goes into a slot in there. So you basically just want to take this and just tap that in, rotate the side skirts down. And then what you want to do is you want to take this piece here and bend it a little bit. Fold the arms down and rotate this in. And then there is a tab in here. This tab, this bottom tab right here, needs to go into the slot in his chest. I think it's this one up here. You can't see because of all the autofocus, but that slot right there. So basically you run a road. Also, you can lift this up and push it in, and now make sure that you get the arms where they need to be. And then this bottom tab, get everything around everything else. Also, down here he tabs in as well. But anyway, just get everything sorted out. But yeah, and there you go. That'll hold the whole chest together. If you tab it in here at the top here and down here at the bottom as well, that'll hold the whole chest together. After that, you just want to take this and just, there you go. Optimus is done. No. No. But you do want to rotate it around. What you want to do with this is you want to fold this piece in here. Take these side pieces. Oh, also untap this. Take these side pieces here and then rotate them down a bit. And then now we come to the difficult part, and that is there's a tab right there that needs to get into that slot right there, which means pushing this thing up. And I remember having a hard time with that one, so just there you go. It tabbed in. Oh, and this tabbed off. Cool, great. Yeah, I don't. Why did they make that? Whatever. Anyway, you want to basically make sure that that goes up. It's not necessarily a requirement, but it is better for articulation purposes. Then you want to rotate this down, and then you want to rotate this all the way to the back like so, and then fold this in further. That's where the confusion came from. Now you want to tab this in like so. Same on the other side. You want to tab that in, and then after a while we finally have, for sure. Oh, your heel fell off. I thought I was missing some feelings. Anyway, here we have good old Optimus Prime from Transformers Studio Series Age of Extinction, back in his robotic mood. So, final thoughts on this thing. What do I think of him? I think he's fantastic. This might actually be my favorite Optimus Prime to exist right now, as this Optimus Prime figure. Also, I forgot to do the size comparison, so I'm gonna do that right now. I had completely forgotten, and I do apologize. So here is the size comparison if anyone wants it, with the first edition, the first Optimus Prime based off of his model. And look at the difference, man. Look at it. Oh my goodness, this is... what a change between these two. But I forgot to do this size comparison, and I apologize very much. You're not gonna get that in vehicle mode, but look at this. To be honest, this thing does the vehicle mode really good, so there's no real need to compare the two. But the robot mode, that's why you're here, and oh my god. There's just such a big difference between these two. But there you go. That's the size comparison. I'm going to get this big guy out of here. There you go. I just thought about that size comparison right now. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to do that. So now that I've done that. But overall, I think this thing is great. I do think he has a couple of issues. For me, it's the head being very much unpainted that I do not like. I wish there was more paint on there. And also, as I was trying to put this blade in, there was a little bit of a thing that it kept falling out. Also, there's something that I never showed off because I didn't know he had that. He's got finger articulation. You can open up his hand and close up his hand. That's pretty cool. Anyway, the connection here is not as strong as I wish that it was. I wish it was stronger. I wish that was stronger, but overall, I think, yeah, this is a pretty good package. I mean, I know people are gonna complain because people are people. Also, next year, apparently, we are gonna get a repaint of this guy, and he's probably not gonna come with the tiny blade, but he is gonna come with the gun, probably. And will I pick that one up? I have no idea. Also, I saw in the leak listing, what does sleep mode mean? Look, there's 86 Optimus Prime leader class sleep mode. That's what it said on the leak listing. And look, I play enough Pokemon to know what SLP means. That means sleep. He's dead. He's not asleep, he's dead. That's so stupid. But anyway, overall, yeah. Do I like this guy? Yes. Do I love this guy? Yes. And do I recommend him? Yes. If you are a fan of the Bayverse, of course I recommend this guy. There's a figure I would recommend more, probably. Because I think that his engineering is so good. And yes, while he may not be perfect, he may not be that challenger level that people unrealistically wanted, he is still a really good figure. Alright, he does the best with what he can. He hides away most of the truck really well. I'm really impressed about that, and that's mainly due to the engineering. So yes, I do think he is worth that leader class price point. And if you are having doubts because of the paint, you gotta wait until next year, because the Nemesis version is potentially going to be better painted as well, because he's gonna have more details. At least for the head anyway, probably that red stripe on his head. So yeah, so for me, yes, this is definitely worth it. But that has been my review of Transformers Studio Series Age of Extinction Leader Class Optimus Prime, or as I like to call him, Nitimus Prime, something I haven't done during this whole review. I feel ashamed of myself. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell, and comment your thoughts on this figure. And please check out my Let's Play channel, linked in the description and at the end of the video. I upload 3 videos every day of different games, but mainly Pokemon. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye!